Hello sim racers and welcome to RearView Racing. So today I'm going to be doing a little race around Laguna Seca in Assetto Corsa. I'm doing this because just recently, if you haven't watched my video already, my previous video, Assetto Corsa Competizione and Kunos have just released some information of the first DLC pack for the game, which is going to include 4 new circuits: Mount Panorama, Suzuka, you've got Kyalami as well in South Africa, and of course Laguna Seca, which I'm now driving on the Assetto Corsa. And also a sort of brand new series, the Intercontinental GT Championship as well. So very exciting stuff, some new tracks to race around. So yeah, it looks really, really good. However, there is one thing. Now, the variety itself within Assetto Corsa Competizione, it's one championship. There's not much they can do about it. It's one set of cars, GT3 cars. They can't really branch out from the actual license itself, which is fine. You know, it's a Blancpain GT series simulation, and it does it very well. Official cars, official tracks, you know, official visual enhancements for the actual game itself, so like graphics and stuff like that. You know. Now, for some people, it's very good. It's fantastic. It's what they want. For others, GT3 racing is now a little bit boring. Now, don't get me wrong, the cars are interesting to drive, they're interesting to look at, you know, they're fast. There's nothing wrong with GT3 racing in a whole. However, it's in every single other game, you know, Project Cars, iRacing, you know, every single main, you know, game has these cars built in straight away. Regardless, you know, you're looking at the car list when a new game comes out, 9 times out of 10, bang, GT3 cars are straight there, which is fine because they're really good fun. However, you know, the pack that they're now going to introduce for Assetto Corsa Competizione is bringing nothing new to the table. Apart from Kyalami, of course, which is a very, very exciting addition. You know, that track has, you know, a lot of history. It's not in a lot of games. It's been laser scanned for the first time. So that's really cool. That's new. That's interesting. That's what people want. Something different, something interesting, something you can get their teeth into, and something that makes people want to come back to the game, because ACC's viewership and playership is slowly deteriorating. You know, ever since launch, it's the amount of people who were playing at the start, especially in early access, has just tapered off dramatically. I don't know. Sim Racing 604 did a video on it, showing the graph, and it is quite stark, and it would worry Kunos definitely. So now they've introduced this pack, which is kind of the same. You know, no new series. Now, obviously, the Intercontinental GT Open is a new series, but it's the same cars. You know, where's the GT4 cars? Where's open wheel? Where's other things? You know, are they going to branch out at all from this, you know, this sort of racing? It would have been really nice to see a GT4 pack would be the first thing to come out. I don't know if they were developing it or they've got it in the pipeline to do a GT4. I'm sure they have. You know, they've got a good base for a game. It's not called the Blancpain GT game. It's the official game for the Blancpain GT, but the name itself is just Competizione. You can branch out. There's lots of different things they can do. So, you know, GT4s would be interesting. You know, if you ever raced a GT4 championship with GT3 cars, it's quite interesting racing the GT4s, because if you're doing a long race, they'll catch up to you, and you've got to check those mirrors every now and then to make sure you're giving them the space, and they'll come barrel-assing up to you at faster pace, and you've got to jump out the way of them. Likewise, if you're racing the GT3s, having GT4s on the track, you know, you've got to avoid them, because they, you know, you see them in the distance and suddenly bang, they're right there, and you've got to race around them. You know, there are blue flags, but, you know, it makes it interesting. Open wheels as well. You know, there's no open wheels in this game. You know, it'll be really interesting to see that come out. You know, there's loads of different series that you could see that you could develop for, but I just think sticking with GT3, more of the same, people will just not come back to it. You know, the new tracks, yeah, really interesting, but people want new cars to drive. You know, everyone likes new stuff. Everyone wants new cars. So, you know, is it going to help the falling popularity of Assetto Corsa Competizione? Maybe so. I don't know. I'm not in a position to mention that. I'm just in a position to talk about it as an opinion. You know, I'm sure the marketing department for Kunos have looked at it. I'm sure there's been a very big board meeting somewhere to explain, you know, to try and think about what they can do to try and salvage a potentially bad launch of the game, you know, with lots of bugs. But they are developing ACC with new updates. They've just updated, I think it's, well, at the time of this video, it's 1.09 now. But in 1.08 they added a spotter, which is interesting. You know, I didn't see it in the change log, so I was sort of racing along. I did my first race on the new update, and then this person shouted at me. I was like, oh, there's a spotter in this game now. That kind of caught me off guard. And yeah, they are, you know, updating this game. They are taking time with it. They are trying to fix what's wrong with it. But again, you know, people want new content, and will this bring people back? I don't know. Well, that's sort of my opinion. Let me know in the comments below what you think. If you're not playing Assetto Corsa Competizione, you've fallen out of love with it, you don't like GT3 racing, will these 4 new tracks in this new series bring you into it? Bring you back into the game? Let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe as well if you're liking the content from my channel. Feel free to have a little look around my channel as well. There's some new videos I've put up recently, like Wreckfest, and there's a couple of others as well. A couple of handy tutorial videos on my wheel that I've got, a G29. So have a look at that for me, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.